Samiksha, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Samiksha, before Halima joins, let's do some multiple choice question based on the previous chapter.
Yes, sir.
So you want to which chapter you want to do the
Um,
MCQs for?
sir, subsidiary books, will important MCQs come? Like
Uh,
confusing ones?
all right. Let me just check if I have the
Yes.
question for the subsidiary books or not. Just a minute. Subsidiary books. Okay. So we have the questions on subsidiary books.
Yes, sir.
Let me just hide the answers for the question. Okay. So is the questions visible,
Yes, sir, it's
Samiksha?
visible.
Okay. Let me zoom in a little. Okay. So this is a question. I think Halima have joined us.
Yes, sir.
So Halima, we will be starting a new chapter probably in this class. But before that, we will discuss few MCQs of the previous chapters. So right now we will be discussing about discussing the multiple choice question of the subsidiary books. All right, Halima, are you there
Okay,
now?
sir.
Okay. So I'll be asking question from you as well. So please pay attention and try to answer. So in the question is in the purchase book, the record is in respect of what kind of transactions are recorded in the purchase book? First of all, Samiksha will answer this. Cash purchase
Um,
of goods dealt in,
credit purchase of goods dealt in.
correct. Credit purchase of goods dealt in. That is right. Okay, now Halima, please answer this. Sales return book record. Sales return book record.
Option D.
Option D, the return of anything sold. Okay. Okay, all right. Steve, can you answer this? Question number two. Question number two. Is the question visible? Just let me know the correct answer of this question. Steve, am I audible? I don't know what is the problem with Steve. Okay. Samiksha,
Sir, return of goods sold on credit.
return, sorry,
Return of
return,
goods sold on credit.
yes. Return of goods sold on credit. Only those kind of returns are recorded in the sales return book, right? So, Halima, first of all, we do not record the return of anything in the sales return book. We only record the return of only those goods in which we deals in. First of all, if we are dealing in furniture, if we are dealing in the electronic appliances, and if the customer is returning the goods that we have sold earlier to him, and that too on credit basis, only those transactions will be recorded in the sales return book. Is that clear, Halima?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now the book of the sales book is a part of, tell me what it is. The sales book is a part of journal, it is a part of the ledger, it is a part of the balance sheet, it is a part of the trial balance. What it is actually? Sales book. Samiksha, please answer this.
Sir, is it a part of a journal?
Okay, all right. And Halima, what is the correct answer according to you?
Journal.
Yes, this is the part of the journal. Journal is the book of primary entry, book of original entry, no? So we apart from the journal entries, we also prepare the sales book, and sales book, purchase book, sales return book, all of these are considered as the part of the journal only.
Sir, I had a doubt.
Mhm,
Sir, a cash book is a journal,
mhm.
a ledger, and a
Cash
subsidiary
account,
book, right?
no, yeah. Cash account is a ledger, but cash book is a journal
And a
and
subsidiary book, right?
a subsidiary book.
But sir, there was one, I think, assertion and reasoning. I
Mhm.
think some worksheet, I don't remember. In website I saw. So there was written cash book is both journal and ledger. So and it was showing that it is correct. So I had a doubt.
Cash book is not ledger.
Cash
book
book is not a ledger, right? Because it's
Yeah.
only cash account.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
sir.
that is an there can be mistake as well.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now the question number 4, the total of the sales book is posted to. This one is very simple. And Halima, I want you to answer this. The total of the sales book is posted to.
Debit of sales account.
Just a minute. Okay. Samiksha.
Sir, I think it's credit of the sales account.
Okay. See, sales book gives you the information regarding the total amount of sales that has taken place, right? And sales is what? Sales is a revenue, and revenue have a credit balance, right? Halima, sales is a revenue. Revenue has a credit balance, right? As per the as we have discussed in the rules of debit and credit in the modern accounting approach, wherein I have told you that we have 5 types of account: asset, liability, revenue, expense, and capital. So in that, among all the accounts, sales fall into the revenue account, and revenue account always have a credit balance. Is that okay, Halima?
Okay.
All right. Next, question number 5. The periodic total sales of the return journal is posted to. Sales return journal is posted to. This one is simple. Samiksha. Total of the sales return journal is posted to.
Sales return account.
Yes, sales return account. That is correct. Okay. Halima, goods purchased for cash are recorded in. Goods purchased for cash are recorded in. Halima will answer this only.
Cash book.
Cash book. Okay. All right. And Samiksha?
Cash book.
Cash book. Correct. Now, total of these transactions is posted to purchase account. Which is posted to the purchase account? Just a minute. Let me. Okay. Halima, please answer this. Which total is posted to the purchase account? Credit purchase of
Credit purchase. Credit purchase of goods.
credit purchase of goods. Right.
C.
Okay. Correct. All right. Halima?
Sir, and credit purchase of furniture, where will it go?
Credit
Sir,
for
journal proper?
yeah, this will be recorded in the journal proper.
Journal proper, yes.
Okay. All right. Next,
Yes, sir.
sale of business asset on credit is recorded in. Sale of business asset on credit is recorded in. This one is also simple. Halima, answer this.
Journal proper.
Yes, journal proper. Next, opening entry is recorded in. This is, I think,
In the beginning,
yes, in the beginning of the accounting year. So closing entries are recorded at the end of the year. Okay, and all right. Samiksha. Question number 11. Which of the following transactions is entered into journal proper? Cash payment to an employee for expense, cash purchase of goods for resale, correction of an error, credit purchase of goods for resale.
Credit purchase of goods for resale.
Credit purchase of goods for resale will be recorded in the journal proper.
Yes, sir.
Why?
So because rest is all cash purchase, cash payment. So
Okay,
it won't be
and
recorded.
so credit purchase of goods for resale is already recorded in the purchase book, no?
Purchase book. But sir,
So,
rest is cash purchase, right? And book
and
won't be
what
recorded.
about the correction of an error?
So correction of an error is not in the subsidiary book, right?
Okay. Cash payment to employee for expenses.
So that is also not possible, right?
That is recorded in the cash book.
Yes, sir.
Cash purchase of goods for resale will be recorded in the
Cash book.
cash book again.
Correction of an error is possible in PRS.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there's something wrong in the question.
Okay. So I think the option B should be the correct option. Cash purchase of goods for resale. Cash
But sir,
purchase.
how cash purchase of goods for resale is journal proper?
I'm also doubtful about this.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's skip this. I think there is some mistake in the question.
Yes, sir.
Options are not proper. All right, let's move to the next question. Question number 12. X received a check of rupees 10,000 from the in settlement of due of rupees 10,500. In the settlement of dues, just let me correct this. Yeah, the check was dishonored. The reversal discount allowed by X will be recorded in discount allowed by X will be recorded in.
Sir, journal proper.
Okay, Halima.
B, journal proper.
Okay, correct. Purchase Param purchase goods from Dev. It will be recorded in Halima.
Purchase book.
Purchase book, right? And let me find some other question. Okay, question number 18. Purchase account in the ledger. Purchase account in the ledger shows. Tell me. We are talking about the ledger. We're not talking about the subsidiary book. Purchase account in the ledger shows. Halima, answer this first.
All purchase of goods.
And Samiksha.
Yes, sir. A.
A. Okay. All right, I think we have completed all the question in this particular topic. So anything else, any other chapter you want to do the MCQs for?
No,
I will
sir,
be
not.
adding more MCQs in these topic. I think these are not sufficient. I'll be adding more questions to these.
Yes, sir.
Then I'll be sharing the questions with you.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Anything else you want to discuss? Any other topics? We have
No, sir.
how many chapters we have actually covered? We have for the general entries, have we done the MCQs?
No, sir.
So you want to do them now?
Sir, you were going to start depreciation, right?
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
But
So shall we
if
start that?
it's fine, then it's anything is fine, sir.
No, the point is the topics that we have already done, all those topics that we have done, those should be clear. So considering that, I just wanted that we must do all the MCQs.
Yes,
So if
sir.
you are
Sir, I just
comfortable,
wanted to see some questions from journal MCQs, like how it will come.
okay, just a minute. Let me show you. Yes. You are able to see the question on screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. So this is question number 1 for GST paid on interstate purchase of goods. Which of the following account is credited? Which account will be credited for for GST paid on interstate purchase of goods? So who is going to answer this? Halima, can you answer this? For GST paid on interstate purchase of goods. This one is easy. Which of the following account will be credited? Halima, Samiksha,
Is it input IGST?
for interstate input, IGST account.
Yes, sir.
Okay. But we are actually paying the taxes, no? So don't you think output GST should be there? In case of interstate, IGST is applicable, that is right.
Yes, sir.
But
But sir, when we were doing journal, we were doing like purchase account debited to input IGST to cash account. So that's how I thought.
on purchase of okay, okay, we are purchasing now. Yeah, that is right.
Yes.
Yeah, in that case, that is correct. Input IGST account will be the correct answer. Okay, so all right. Question number 3. Halima will answer this first. Goods worth rupees 7,000 were given away as charity would be credited to. Halima.
D.
D. Trustee account. Okay, Samiksha.
Charity account.
Credited to. Charity account will be debited, no? Charity is an expense. So when we pay expense,
Credited. So
yeah,
purchases account.
purchase account will be. See, whenever goods are destroyed, whenever goods are lost, whenever goods are
Yes,
given
sir.
as charity, donation, anything, always remember that purchase account is
Purchase
going to be
account.
affected.
Yes, sir.
Purchase account will be reduced. That is, purchase account will be credited.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, which account will be debited in case wages are paid for installation of machinery? Which account will be debited in case wages are paid for installation of machinery? Wages are paid. Tell me. Halima will answer this first. Then Samiksha will.
D.
Sorry?
Installation account.
Installation account. All right. And Samiksha?
Sir, I think it's wages account.
It's wages account. Okay. And this time both of you are incorrect because Whenever
Debited.
Mhm.
So, one minute. Debited these-
Let me explain this. Let me
Yes,
just
sir.
a minute. See, there is one concept in account that whatever the amount is spent, see, when you will buy the machinery, sorry, when you will, let's say you are buying machinery for rupees 50,000 for cash, right? So can you tell me the journal entry for this transaction? Sir, it is very simple. We will simply debit the machinery account,
Machinery account debited to cash account.
correct? Machinery account will be debit to cash account. This will be the general entry for this transaction. So 50,000 as well as 50,000. Now there is let's take one more example. We have bought machinery, and after buying machinery of 50,000, we have paid this in cash. Apart from this, we have also spent on the carriage. We have paid the shipping charges, let's say 500, and wages to the labor who is carrying the machinery. Let's say 1,000 as wages to the labor, and after that we have given 2,000 for the installation of this machinery. Just a minute. So for installation as well, we have spent 2,000. All right. So always remember that whatever the amount is spent till the point of installation, till the point of installation of asset, till the asset is ready to use. Whatever the amount is spent on the asset till it gets ready to use, whatever the amount is spent is considered as the part of cost. It is considered as the part of cost of
Cost.
the asset. So
Yes, sir.
this time the total cost of asset will be 50,000 plus 500 plus 1,000 plus 2,000. It will be 53,500, right? 53,500.
53,500.
So now you will be recording the transaction. You will be basically recording the transaction like this: machinery account debit 53,000, and let's assume we are paying through cash. So machinery to cash 53,000. That means
Yes, sir.
this machinery account already it includes the amount spent on the carriage. It include the amount spent on the wages. It include the amount spent on the installation. All right. So if the question says that wages paid on installation of machinery, which account will be debited? So answer will be the
Then
machinery account.
account. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Now let's go to the next question. Loss of goods by fire should be credited to. Loss of goods by fire should be credited to. Which account should be credited when there is a loss of goods by fire? Halima. Halima, please answer.
Purchase D.
And Samiksha,
Yes, sir. Purchase account.
purchase account. Right, that is correct. Now question number 6, Samiksha. Which account will be debited in case of life insurance premium is paid by the proprietor from the business cash?
Drawings account.
Drawings account. That is right. Okay, question number 7. The bad debt written off as bad, if recovered subsequently, should be credited to dash. Halima. Bad debt written off as
Bad debt account C.
bad debt account. Okay. All right.
Sir, it's written credited, right?
Yeah.
So it should be A, right? Bad debt recovered account.
Yes. See, first of all, when the bad debt is recovered, cash account is debited, cash account debit, and but because bad debt recovered is a kind of revenue, so we will credit the revenue account as always. So cash account debit to bad debt recovered account. That means bad debt recovered account is going to get credited. Halima, is this clear?
Okay.
Now, question number 8, a compound journal entry. I think this one is very easy. Let's move to the next question. Okay, I think we have done enough questions.
Sir, what is a compound journal entry again?
Okay, you don't have any idea about the compound? Just which
Like the
question was
options.
it? Okay, just
Yeah, eighth one.
8th. A compound journal entry has what? Has equal debit and credits, only credit balances, none of the options are correct, only credit balances.
Sir, is it the same one which we did? The normal journal entry?
Yeah. In case of every journal entry, we have the same debit and credit
Yes, sir.
balance.
So has equal debits and credits.
Yeah. So do you have any idea what is compound journal entry, Samiksha?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. Let me show you. See. See, as in the previous question, we have passed this journal entry, machinery account debit. Machinery account debit to cash account. So this is called simple journal entry. This is called simple journal entry, where in one account is
Yes, sir.
credited, one account is debited. Simple journal
Debited.
entry.
Yes.
That is it. But if let's say you have sold goods, so you will be writing cash account debit, and at the time of sale you have given a discount as well, so you will be writing discount allowed account debit, right? Discount allowed account debit
Yes, sir.
to sales account. This is the way you pass the journal entry for the sales on sales at a discounted rate. So this time there are more than two accounts are involved in the journal entry.
Yes,
This is
sir.
called this kind of transaction. This kind of journal entry is called compound journal entry.
Compound journal.
So when you are recording two transaction through two or more transaction through one journal entry only, so that is called compound journal entry. So in this journal entry, we are recording the transaction for the discount as well as for the sales. So this time three accounts are getting affected: cash account, discount allowed account, and sales account. This kind of entry is called the compound entry. So simply journal
Yes,
entry
sir.
can be broadly categorized into two parts: simple and the
Simple
compound.
and compound.
Okay.
Sir, and tax also will be compound, right?
Yeah, whenever tax is in, see, the concept is very simple. Whenever more than two accounts are involved, that is called the compound journal entry.
Okay, sir.
So even if there is taxes, in that case also it will be considered as the compound.
And compound. Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. All right, guys. So this is it. Let's discontinue the questions part. Let's continue
Yes,
with our
sir.
chapter. Just a minute. Let me change the slide. So we have to start this chapter, which is called depreciation. Okay. All right. So first of all, as usual, we will start with the meaning of depreciation. So what is actually depreciation? Anyone having any idea? See, depreciation
It's
is
a loss.
it is a
It's
loss.
a loss in
It's a loss in
Assets.
in assets.
it's a loss in assets.
Okay. See, depreciation can be defined as the reduction in the value of the asset. Whenever, give me an example. Let me give you an example. Okay. Let's suppose you are buying a particular asset, and for example, you are buying machinery only. Okay. So let's say you have bought a machinery costing 50,000. Okay. And let's say you have bought this machinery in the year 2021. this year only. Can you tell me the value of the machinery will remain same after 5 years? Will the machinery in the year 2026 will remain at rupees 50,000 only? Yes or no? The value of the
No.
machinery in the year 2026 will obviously decrease, right?
Yes.
So the value, the reduction in the value, a reduction in the value of machine over the period of time, over the period of time, whatever there is reduction in the value is considered as the depreciation. Like for example, machinery due to the passage of time or due to the use of the machinery. Suppose you are using the machinery and due to the usage of that particular machine, the value of the machine declines over the period. First of all, it declines due to the usage, and sometimes it simply declines due to the passage of time. Passage of time, that means over the period of the technology get outdated, right? The machinery get outdated, the modern machinery have come into the market, therefore the value of the machine automatically declines comparatively. Or there may be a reduction in the value of the machinery due to some accident. Suppose due to some accident the machinery has destroyed, and due to which the value of the machine has been declined. So whatever whatever be the reason, whether there is reduction in the value of the machinery due to the usage of machinery, due to the passage of time, due to some accident, or due to any reason, whenever there is reduction in the value of the machinery, that is called depreciation. Let's say for example, after 5 years of period, the machinery in the year 2026 is costing only 10,000, right? So that means in the 5-year period machinery have depreciated. How much? It has depreciated by 40,000. Getting my point? Machine
Yes.
depreciation, how can we define depreciation? Depreciation, you can say depreciation is the reduction in the value of the asset. Reduction in the value of asset over the period of time. Reduction in value of asset. Value of which kind of asset? There are two kinds of asset, no? Tangible and the intangible. In case of whenever we talk about the depreciation, we only talk about the tangible asset. All right, everyone. So depreciation is the reduction in the value of the tangible asset due to what? Due to usage, due to passage of time, or due to some other reason, due to accident, or there can be other reason as well. So meaning of depreciation can be understood like this. Sorry. Yeah, depreciation refers to fall in the value of a tangible fixed asset because of its usage, effects of time, obsolescence, accident. All right, is this clear, everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now, one more thing, depreciation is something which is unavoidable. Even if you use the machine or not, the value of the machine or the value of any kind of asset will decline gradually over the period of time. So depreciation is considered as the permanent, continuing and gradual fall in the value of the fixed asset. This is something which is unavoidable. Value of the asset must decline over the period of time, or it will decline with the period of time, whatever the irrespective of whether you use a particular asset or not. Now because in this chapter we will be talking about the calculation part of the depreciation, how depreciation is actually calculated. So in order to calculate the value of the depreciation, we must have the following information regarding the asset, because depreciation is always applicable on asset, right? On any kind of tangible asset, tangible fixed asset. So because depreciation is applicable, depreciation is charged on asset, therefore we must know at least 3 information about the asset. First should be the first will be the life of the asset. The asset that you have purchased, what is the life of that asset, and the value of the asset that you have purchased, cost of asset, and the salvage value or the scrap value of the asset. Let me give you an example to make this more clear. Just a minute. Okay. So what I'm talking about, in order to charge depreciation, in order to calculate, in fact, in order to calculate the value of depreciation, we need to have at least three information. First thing is the value of asset. In fact, the cost of asset. Cost of asset is the more appropriate term. Cost of asset should be known. Cost of assets should be known. So for example, if you're buying a machinery for rupees, let's say 1 lakh, okay, and let's say you have already spent 20,000 on the installation of the machinery. You have also spent 10,000 on the carriage of this machinery. So the total cost of this machinery, total cost of this asset will be 1,30,000. So always keep this in mind. Whatever the amount that you have spent on the asset till the point of its installation, or till it becomes ready to use, whatever the amount that you spend is considered as the cost of the asset. So in order to find out the depreciation, you need to have the information regarding the cost of the asset, first thing. Secondly, you should have the information about the life of the asset. Life of asset means the estimated period by till which your asset will work. Let's say if you are buying a machinery and machinery will work, let's assume for a period of 10 years. After 10-year period, it will it will not be useful for the production purpose or for any other purpose. So this 10-year will be considered as the life of the asset. All right. Other than this, one more information that we need to have is the salvage value of that particular asset. Salvage value, or we can also call it scrap value, or scrap value should also be known. Now, what is a scrap value? See, after the life of the asset, at the end of its life, what happens that we can sell the asset as a scrap to someone, and that will fetch certain amount of money for us. For example, if let's say I have bought a laptop, and for example, laptop I have bought for rupees 50,000, for example, and let's assume that life of the laptop is 10 years. All right. After 10 years, it will not be useful. It will not be useful. But after 10 years, I can sell it to some electronic dealer who is ready to buy this laptop after 10 years for rupees 1,000 as a scrap. This 1,000 he will be paying me as a scrap value of this laptop. That means after the end of the life, whatever the life of the asset is, we can still sell the asset to some person, and we can recover some value after selling that particular asset. The value that we will be able to recover is called the salvage value or the scrap value of the asset. So in order to calculate the value of the depreciation, we need to have three information: cost of the asset, life of the asset, and the salvage value. For example, let's assume in this case salvage value is 20,000, or let's assume it is 30,000. So after the 10 years period, we can still sell the product as a scrap to some person, and that will fetch us rupees 30,000 as the scrap value of the asset. All right. Now, given all of these information, we can calculate the value of depreciation and see how it is calculated. Let me show you. In order to calculate the value of depreciation, what we will be doing, in order to find out the depreciation, see, this is the formula for calculating depreciation. We apply this formula. Depreciation equals to, first of all, we write down the cost of the asset or value of the asset. We will reduce the scrap value or the salvage value of the asset. Salvage value of the asset. And after reducing the salvage value, we will divide this by the life of the asset. So in the given question, we have the life as 10 years. So see, so cost of asset is 1,30,000, right? Out of 1,30,000, we will reduce the salvage value that is given in the question, 30,000. By reducing 30,000, we will get how much? 1 lakh, and we will divide this
lakh.
by 10 years.
10.
So that means we will get a depreciation of rupees how much? 10,000.
10,000.
And that means our asset will depreciate for 10 years every year by 10,000. There will be reduction in the value of the asset by 10,000 every year. Tell me, is this clear, all of you? Is the calculation of the depreciation is clear to all?
Yes.
Halima, okay. Samiksha, is this clear to you?
Yes, sir.
All right, very good. Now get back to the slide. Okay. So we have understood the meaning. We have understood what are the various things that we will require to calculate the value of the depreciation. Now see, there are two methods to calculate the depreciation. One is called the straight line method and the other is called the written down value method. Straight line is called SLM, short form for the straight line method, SLM, and written down value method is WDV. Written down value method can be written as WDV, written down value method. Straight line method is also known as the equal installment method or fixed installment method. These are the other names of the straight line method. And the reducing balance method is also known as the diminishing balance method or the written down value method. Written down value method, reducing balance method, and diminishing balance method is one and the same thing. All right. So first of all, we will only be talking about the straight line method. How according to the straight line method, depreciation is calculated. See that the question, that the example that I've just done, it was based on the straight line method. So let's discuss the one question based on the straight line method. Let me first give you the formula for the straight line method. So this is the formula for straight line method, everyone. This is the formula for straight line method. Please take a look of it. And we will be solving one question based on the straight line method. Let me show you the question, just a minute. All right. So is the formula clear to all of you? Straight line method. The formula for the straight line method
Yes,
is
sir.
cost of asset minus estimated scrap value
Yes.
divided by the life of asset. Okay. Can we move to the question directly?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
So this is the question, guys. Calculate the amount of annual depreciation and rate of depreciation under straight line method from the following. We have purchased a second-hand machinery for rupees 96,000, spent 24,000 on its cartage. And repairs and installation, estimated useful life is 4 years. Estimated residual value. Residual value is the scrap value or the salvage value. Residual value, scrap value, and salvage value is one and the same thing. So in this question, you need to find out the value of depreciation and also the rate of depreciation. So first of all, find out the depreciation, everyone, Samiksha and Halima. Then
yes, sir.
I'll tell you how we calculate the rate of depreciation.